I want to just very quickly spend a few minutes, 5 minutes maybe, running you through some quick sketching ideas for the start of our session today, and to build on what you've got to do with your design brief for a hot tropical area. So what I've done is I've found a couple of what we would call our precedents, so ideas that we might use to really address that principle of shading. And also the other key one that we're trying to address is access to breezes. So I've got two images here, and one of them we could use as a starting point, and we can see here it's not very good at the shading, but there are sort of separate outdoor areas, so we might look at how we can put a roof across it. If we look at the first one, I'm going to very quickly show you how to do a quick sketch. So what I would do, I think one of the easiest things that you'll be able to draw is an elevation. So if we remember that what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a north-south orientation. So if I was to draw in my two shipping containers, and I've got in mind using that first diagram with the big roof. So here's my two shipping containers. I haven't made them quite the same size. I'll make that one the same size. So I'm looking at a northern elevation. So remember, always labelling your diagram. So what is it that we're seeing? So we're assuming that I have faced these directly north, or it could be a northeastern elevation, whatever it is, wherever you decided them on the blocks. Now what you're going to do then is think about that design that we had, and it had I'm going to use it with a roof going straight over. Now I can also show that this could be quite a handy thing, because when the sun rises, it is actually going to, just off the page there slightly, but the sun is going to come up overhead so that I can see that I am going to get, with this roof extending over here, it's actually going to be blocked from entering the building. So that's a good idea to do the roof to actually add some shade. Now I'm just going to move this down, and you can see how I've gone about putting some other features into the diagram. So all I've done is very quickly started with my rough outline, and then decided, well, actually what we could do to get rid of that hot air is we could add another little roof. So I've added another little roof with some louvers, and I've shown with the red, that's the hot air leaving. I've added some extra fans into that roof space, some fans inside, louver windows, raised it off the ground. In this case also, you've been asked to do a water tank. So rather than put the water tank up here, which potentially might block a breeze, I've put the water tank under ground level. If I was going to do, and I'll just show you this here as well, if you wanted to do a western or eastern elevation, and we know that the roof actually comes right down, so it's fairly difficult to show that, you can either, if I wanted to put, so I'm going to put a window in here, and I'm going to make that again a louver window. And what I can do is I can show the roof. So my roof might actually be a triangular shaped roof, or it might be a roof that comes all the way down. Now, if it came all the way down, it would block any potential breeze. So again, I might do a little diagram here to show, this is my roof diagram, and to show that that is made of timber slats. So I could just, as long as I annotate it and go, so if it's a V1, it would be like this, and I'd just go roof, slatted, to allow the breeze. So all we're going to make sure that we do is we annotate anything that is not clear. So all I did to go from that to this is once I got my basic shapes in, I then might use my ruler. So because my ruler will give me some stronger lines. So I actually did my ruling after I'd done the whole diagram, but you can decide when you do yours if you're going to take it off the ground, put a deck in here. So I might again use my ruler just to be more definite with my lines. So that's my deck coming through. To make that extra little roof, just putting in again, and these would need to be slatted so they can allow the heat to escape. So I've got a roof going over there, and then I can take out that section so I can then show how the hot air rises. So all I've got to do then is just neaten up my lines. So to go from something very rough to something that can look, present a lot of information to a marker, we can add in some little figures just to show scale, if you like, to give you some idea, some trees to show a bit more shading. You could add your sun path in. So there's lots of opportunity for you to show a whole range of things just through some very simple sketches.